Ah, gotta stop banging on that. Hi guys, it's Sarah from isweariamstitching. I have a frog in my throat. Excuse me. Today is November 8th and it is episode 39. This is a YouTube video about cross stitch, and I also knit and quilt, but my main hobby is cross stitching. That's what this channel is mainly about, but not today. I'd say it's about equal split between those three. Oh my gosh, excuse me. It's gonna be a real quick one, guys. My stitching bug, he got scorched. He scorched and thrown away. I just had no desire to stitch this week. I have no reason. I just didn't feel like it. But I do have a few things to show you. 3 FOs and only one of them's cross stitch, and it's only a partial FO because it's the Sal. So let's get started. So first things first is my November bouquet for the mini bouquet Sal from Jeanette Douglas. It is on 32 count Lugano and Old West by Color and Cotton. I'm just using DMC. Let me wiggle around and get it. That's not it. I'm off to a good start. Let me swivel this way. Found it. So I don't even have my little board I usually hold stuff up on, but it was the November basket and it's acorns. So nope, that's not it. That's it. Pretty round. The basket this month is so garish. It is like that pinky red and then like a teal and then bright yellow. I thought it was hideous as I was stitching it up, but I thought, well, you know what, I'll just stick with it, see how it turns out, and it's not bad. I'll keep it. I thought about taking the yellow out, putting something different in there, but no, I like it. I mean, it goes nice with all the brown, since all the acorns are just brown. And then one more month and I'll be done with this. I'm excited because it's so pretty. I'm excited to hang it up, which means it'll go in my finishing box for like 3 years before I get to hanging it up. There she is so far. So pretty. All those flowers. Oh. So that's my only stitching FO, because it's done for the month, so it's finished object for the month. And then for the swap I'm in for Fandom Stitching on Facebook, I still haven't fully finished the Arwen's necklace. I just drew a complete blank on it. What's called? Haven't fully finished that yet, but shipping isn't till December 1st, so okay. But I did whip up a little gingerbread man ornament. I used to make these a lot. I made like 2 or 3 like 10 years ago, and I was on a roll and they were super cute. And this time my stitching is kind of wonky and my buttons are crooked, but you know, he doesn't have a head and a leg, so what if his buttons are wonky? And I wish I'd made his mouth just a little bit bigger. And I got this felt on 1, 2, 3 stitch and I don't like it. I don't know what kind of felt it is, but I did not enjoy it. My kid likes the way she says it looks like you can see like he's a cookie with frosting in him, and like, I don't know, I don't know what she's thinking, but anyways, there he is. I mean, he's cute as crap. I'm just not as happy as I used to be. But he's so cute. I want to make one for me. I have leftover felt. I might make one for my tree. Even though I don't like this felt. I'm gonna use it up. So there he is. And this is just like a pattern I cut out from the internet 10, 12 years ago. Paper guy. He's all ripped. I should make a copy of him and then laminate him, make him easier to trace. But so I have no idea where it's from. I just, like I said, I found it online 10, 12 years ago. And then my big FO is I finished my Jelly Roll Race quilt for one of my daughter's friends who turns 18 in October. There's no way it'll be quilted in time because I send all my quilts to be quilted at Missouri Star, and they're booked up for the holidays. So I'm gonna keep it like this, give it to him, and then they give it back, and you can have it finished next year. So I don't think I have room to. Also, I will not ever win a Jelly Roll race. This thing took me 2 weeks. Once I sat down and finally did it, it only took me like a night. But, you know, I started and I realized I didn't cut the selvages off, so I had to go back and do that. Cut the selvages off. And then once I got the big stripped, I was like, I'm sick of this, and I stopped and then sat for like a week, and then I sat down and finished it like a day. So really, it is a very, very quick project. And this is Robert Kaufman's Rainforest Batiks. I guess there's not enough room for me to stand up any further back, but I'll. You get the gist. Lines and lines of greens and pretty greens. It's very pretty. Both my kids love it. Hopefully the kid who gets it loves it. So, and it's not quite like my daughter said that's big. I said I wasn't gonna make them. Her friends are turning 18. Wasn't gonna make them large like bed quilts like I made her and her best friend and my son. But these are like, you know, blankets they can put on their bed in college or whatever and just snuggle under. But she said it turned out big, so yay. Those are my FOs, you guys. That's what I finished. And then what I worked on this week was Blackened Sky for Fandom Stitching and WIPGO. It's last month's WIPGO for was number 6 or something, and this month is number 12. It's finished half a block both months, so by the end of the month I had to finish the whole block to succeed in WIPGO. I just wasn't feeling it. So much fill-in, so much of one color. Like I did literally just this for 500 stitches for Fandom Stitching. And then if I finish the whole block, then I finished one challenge of Fandom Stitching for 2,1700 stitches or something. And then I'll finish the WIPGO goals. I don't know if I'll get it done, guys. I'm just not feeling it. Like I said, my stitching bug has been squished under life's boot. And the sucker's dead. But yeah. I guess I really wish I had looked at the thread when I pulled the thread and realized how much freaking green there was. I like green. But I wish there was some like gray in there. Like I wish in memory, I wish the outside was gray. But I'm not pulling that out and redoing it. It is what it is. I'm going to stick with the color the DMC called for, because that's who I am as a person. And then I worked on my Zelda wreath for Fandom Stitching. Put like 100 stitches into it. There's one reason I like Fandom Stitching is it forces me, you know, it's not forces me, but it makes me, forces me, inspires me, whatever, to put stitches on things that might be put away for a while because I'm working on other things. And it's just like, because I've been doing the Princess Leia tier, which is only 50 stitches. So if I pop 50 stitches in, it's not a lot, but it's something, and it's chipping away at these projects. So I put 100 stitches into my Zelda wreath. I mean, I love that. And then I've been watching my husband play Zelda, because I tried playing the first one, and it made me so mad I stopped. So now I'm just back to watching him play. So maybe one day before I die, I'll play a Zelda game. But as for now, I just live my life watching people play them. I watched my brother and dad play the original. I watched my husband play all of them. This is what I do. And this is on 18 count khaki Ada and just like some crappy Ada I got off of Amazon. And that's it. That's seriously all I worked on, you guys. I am done. 10 minutes and I'm done. Oh, I lied. I worked on my yellow socks. My Zhangwool yellow socks. I was so happy because this is what I was doing at work. So again, my stitching bug was gone. So I made, you know, for the heel, I increased for the heel, and I was gonna start working the heel flap. So I increased for the heel on both. Okay. I had almost half a heel flap on this one. And then last night when I realized that if you don't know anything about knitting, I'm sorry, this is boring and you won't understand. If you do know knitting, you'll understand. I'm doing my heel flap back and forth, and I realized that on this side I had like this many stitches, like 12 stitches. And then on this side, I had like 4. Like, well, that's definitely not right. That's definitely not gonna end well. So I had to rip out the whole heel flap and then the whole heel turn, the whole making it bigger for the heel flap. So I'm starting all over with the heel flap increases on this one. You can see all my wound up yarn that I had to wind off of it. It was so discouraging last night. This is so discouraging. So these are in timeout again. I'll probably work on them at work tomorrow, but not anymore. I'm so excited that I was gonna have a heel flap. Like, I could have had both heel flaps done last night. It was disappointing. So that's literally all I did. And that's it. So I'll talk about something else. I have no haul. Nothing came in. Yeah, no haul. I had to double check. I've been ordering Christmas presents. So I've been getting stuff in the mail. It's not for me. Excuse me. So I figure I'll talk about some things. So I decided next year not to do WIPGO. I've enjoyed it this year up until this past month with Black and Skie. But it really did get me to work on things and finish things, and my goals were to use that to finish like a bunch of things I had sitting around, Stitch Mania projects, that kind of thing. And I did, so I'm happy with that, but I just won't do it again next year because I don't want to. But I am going to stick with fandom stitching. Right now there are 3 remaining fandoms for next year that are being chipped away because they have a list and then they mark off what didn't get voted for. Is Studio Ghibli, which I voted for. Ooh, Lord of the Rings, which, I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. And Doctor Who, which I stopped watching Doctor Who once Claire became a companion because I did not like her. So I watched, I think, her first season, and then once it switched over to the 12th Doctor, I stopped watching. So it would be good, if it was Doctor Who, it'd be a good excuse for me to finally catch up and watch the latest Doctor Who's. But again, I voted for Studio Ghibli. What else? But that group, I feel it gives me what I wanted WIPGO to give me, which was, you know, the push to work on stuff that I haven't worked on in a while, or put some stitches in things that I might not particularly want to stitch right now. So, because WIPGO did that, it was like great. I was like, oh yeah, you know, a month would call, I'm like, yeah, great, I can work on that, and I'd finish it, and I feel so happy. So like, but fandom stitching has been doing that. It's been making me put 50 to 100 stitches at least a week into Zelda, so I'm chipping away at that, which makes me happy. Otherwise, I would probably gravitate towards something else. So I'm gonna stick with fandom stitching for another year. What else? Kits. So I was thinking next year I might focus on kits, because I have a Mirabilia kit. I've got 2 Alforce embroidery kits. I've got a few kits that came in boxes. So I think I'd like to finally like focus on starting those and working on those. And then there's a couple projects I really want to work on. There's a whale project I want to work on that Kaylee Tent Stitch graphed for me. And then there was one other project I really wanted to start. Oh, well, the lion from Marumi Stitches. Yeah, those 2, I really want to start those really badly. So, and then maybe my New Year, New Starts, those 2. And then next year focus on start some of these friggin' kits I've got lying around. Including, Mill Hill kits, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm thinking about. You know, nothing hard, fast, no like strict rules. No, just get those kits out, Sarah, and do them. Because A, they're taking up space. Those Alforce embroidery ones are small, but they're in boxes and they're stacking up and taking up space. So I need to work on them, get them out. That's it, you guys. That's all I've got for you. Today is, like I said, the 8th, and if you're in my area of the world, it is voting time. So I already did mine, absentee voting. My son turned 18 in March, and so I'm taking him to vote for the first time today, because obviously I won't be taking him in or anything because I already voted. I can't go and hover over him and tell him what to vote for, but I'm going to drive him to our voting station and make him get an I voted sticker and pop that on his shirt, and that's exciting. Baby's first vote. That's exciting. All right, guys, that was it. Short and sweet. Hopefully my stitchy bug comes back. I mean, I told you he got squished under a real heavy boot. So I don't... It might take him some time to recover. But hopefully he comes back. Because I've got things I want to stitch. I mean, you know how it goes. I want to stitch it, but I don't want to stitch it because my stitchy bug is... But you know what I mean. So anyways, I'm not sure if I said any of this, but thanks for stopping by. If you're new, hi. And thanks for coming back if you're not new. Hey. I appreciate it. This was a short and sweet hot mess. And like I said, today is voting day, so get out there and vote. Even if your opinions are drastically different than mine, it is your right. And I hope that you use it and express your voice. Bye, guys.